Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Ramya. I'm so happy that you're here today. Whether you're listening while cooking, walking, traveling, studying, or simply relaxing, thank you for spending a few minutes with me. Today's topic is the power of positivity. This is not about pretending that life is always perfect. It is not about smiling every second. Instead, positivity means choosing hope, choosing kindness, and believing that tomorrow can be better than today. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's enjoy this English listening practice together. Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt that nothing was going right? Maybe you were tired. Maybe you had too much work. Maybe someone said something that hurt your feelings. We all have days like that. Life is not always easy. But here's something interesting. Two people can face the same problem, and they can react in completely different ways. One person says, "Everything is terrible. Nothing will ever change." The other person says, "This is difficult, but I will keep trying." The situation is the same, but the attitude is different. That is the power of positivity. Imagine you are planting a small seed in a garden. Every day you give it water, sunlight, and care. You do not expect a beautiful tree overnight. You simply trust the process. Positive thinking works in a similar way. Every kind word, every hopeful thought, and every small action is like watering that little seed. Many people think positivity means never feeling sad. That's impossible. We are all human. We all feel disappointed, worried, or afraid sometimes. Even the happiest people have difficult moments. The difference is that positive people do not stay in those feelings forever. They allow themselves to feel emotions, and then they slowly move forward. Think about a rainy day. The sky is full of dark clouds. Everything looks gray. But you know something important. The sun is still there, even if you cannot see it. The clouds only hide it for a while. Our minds can be like that too. Sometimes stress, fear, or sadness becomes like dark clouds. We may forget our strengths. We may forget our dreams. We may even forget how many wonderful things we already have. At those moments, positivity reminds us that the clouds will pass. Let's imagine a simple morning. Your alarm rings, you feel sleepy, you don't want to get out of bed. Maybe you even press the snooze button once or twice. Then you have two choices. The first choice is to complain. "Oh no, another long day. I'm already tired." The second choice is much different. "Today is a new day. Maybe something good will happen. I'll do my best." Notice something. The second sentence does not promise a perfect day. It only gives your mind a better place to begin. Our words have more power than we realize. When we keep saying, "I can't do this," our confidence becomes smaller. But when we say, "I'm still learning," our mind becomes more open. Even one small change in your words can create a big change in your attitude. Let's think about children for a moment. Have you noticed how children learn to walk? They fall again and again. Sometimes they fall 10 times in one day. But they don't sit on the floor and say, "Walking isn't for me." They simply stand up and try again. As adults, we often forget that lesson. We become afraid of making mistakes. We worry about what other people will think. We compare ourselves with friends, classmates, or people on social media. Slowly, our confidence becomes weaker. But positivity reminds us of something very important. Your journey is your own. You don't need to run someone else's race. Maybe your success will come next month. Maybe next year. Maybe even later. That does not mean you are failing. It simply means your story is still being written. Think about someone you admire. Maybe it's a teacher. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a successful business owner, an athlete, or an artist. Their success did not happen in one day. Behind every achievement, there were difficult mornings, failures, disappointments, and moments when they wanted to quit. Yet they continued. Not because life was easy, but because they believed one more step was worth taking. That is real positivity. It is quiet. It is patient. It is strong. Sometimes positivity is as simple as saying thank you. Thank you for this meal. Thank you for this peaceful moment. Thank you for my family. Thank you for another chance to improve. Gratitude changes the way we see the world. Instead of focusing only on what is missing, we begin to notice what is already beautiful. And when we notice those small blessings, our hearts become lighter. We smile a little more. We worry a little less. We begin to believe that every new day brings another opportunity to grow,
to learn and to become a better version of ourselves.
Now, let's talk about something very important. Positivity is not only about how we think, it is also about how we speak to ourselves. Many people are kind to others, but very harsh to themselves. Imagine making a small mistake at work or school. What do you say in your mind? I'm so stupid. I always fail. I can never do anything right. These words may seem small, but they affect our confidence every day. If a friend made the same mistake, would you speak to them that way? Probably not. You might say, "It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. You'll do better next time." So why not offer the same kindness to yourself? Positive people are not perfect people. They simply learn to become their own supporters instead of their own enemies. Try this simple change. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I learned something." Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet." That little word, yet, is very powerful. It leaves the door open for growth. Sometimes our minds act like dramatic storytellers. We make one small mistake and suddenly think, "My whole life is ruined." But when we take a deep breath, we realize that most problems are temporary. Think about a difficult day you had last year. At that time, it probably felt huge. Yet today, you survived it. You continued. You grew stronger than you realized. That is another gift of positivity. It helps us remember our strength. I want you to imagine carrying a backpack. Every negative thought is like adding a heavy stone inside. I'm not good enough. Another stone. People don't believe in me. Another stone. Nothing will improve. Another stone. After some time, the backpack becomes very heavy. Positivity does not magically remove every challenge, but it helps us take out some of those stones. We replace them with thoughts like, "I am learning. I am trying. I have survived hard days before. I can keep going." Suddenly, the backpack feels lighter. Let's talk about daily life. Imagine you are standing in a long line at a store. Someone in front of you is moving slowly. The first reaction might be frustration. We have all felt that. But positivity asks a different question. Can I stay calm? Maybe that person is tired. Maybe they are worried about something. Maybe they are simply having a difficult day. When we choose patience, we protect our own peace. The same thing happens in traffic, at work, at home, and in relationships. We cannot control everything around us, but we can often control our response. One positive response can change the mood of an entire day. I remember hearing a simple idea. Be the reason someone smiles today. Such a small sentence, but it carries so much meaning. Hold the door for someone. Say thank you. Send a kind message. Listen carefully when another person speaks. Give a sincere compliment. These actions may take only a few seconds, but they can stay in someone's heart for a long time. And something beautiful happens. When we spread positivity, we often feel more positive ourselves. Kindness returns to us in unexpected ways. There is another habit that can quietly steal our happiness: comparison. We look at other people's success, money, appearance, or achievements and think, "Why not me?" But social media usually shows the highlights, not the full story. Every person has struggles that the world cannot see. Instead of comparing yourself with someone else, compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Did you learn something new? Did you practice English for 10 minutes? Did you make a healthier choice? Did you try again after a mistake? If the answer is yes, then you are already moving forward. Progress is more important than perfection. A tiny step every day can create a huge change over time. Think about learning English. No one becomes fluent in 1 week. It happens word by word, sentence by sentence, conversation by conversation. The same is true for confidence, health, happiness, and success. Small positive actions repeated every day become powerful habits. So today, remind yourself, I do not need to become perfect overnight. I only need to keep growing. That is enough, more than enough. Let's talk about something that almost everyone experiences: self-doubt. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, maybe I'm not good enough? Or perhaps you started learning a new skill and felt like giving up because someone else seemed much better than you. If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Every person, no matter how confident they appear, has moments of doubt. The difference is not whether they have fear. The difference is what they do after feeling that fear. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. When you look at the very top, it feels impossible. The journey seems too long. Your legs become tired, and your mind begins to whisper, maybe you should stop. But then you stop looking at the top for a moment. Instead, you focus on the very next step. One step, then another, and another. After some time, you turn around and realize how far you've already come. Life works in the same way. Sometimes we become so focused on how much is left that we forget to celebrate how much we've already achieved. We often say, I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll smile when I lose weight. I'll enjoy life when I earn more money. But happiness keeps moving farther away because we always give it another condition. What if happiness could begin today? Not because everything is perfect, but because you're learning to appreciate this moment. Maybe today you had a warm cup of tea. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe you finished one small task that you had been avoiding. Those moments matter. They may seem ordinary, but together they create a beautiful life. Positive people don't ignore problems. They simply refuse to let problems control every part of their day. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack. At first, it doesn't seem very heavy, but after walking for hours, your shoulders begin to hurt. Negative thoughts work like that backpack. Every complaint, every worry, every regret, every comparison adds another weight. Eventually, you feel exhausted, even if nothing has changed around you. Now imagine removing one heavy stone from that backpack every day. One stone could be forgiveness. Another could be gratitude. Another could be hope. Slowly, the journey becomes easier. Your mind deserves the same care that you give to your body. If you eat healthy food, your body becomes stronger. If you fill your mind with encouraging thoughts, kind people, inspiring books, and meaningful conversations, your confidence also becomes stronger. Be careful about what you listen to every day. Words have power. The voices around you slowly become the voice inside your own mind. If people constantly say, you can't do it, you may begin to believe them. But remember this, someone else's opinion is not your future. Your future is created by your actions, your effort, and your determination. There is another beautiful habit that positive people practice. They speak kindly to themselves. Think about this for a moment. If your best friend made a small mistake, would you say you're a complete failure? Of course not. You would probably say, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. You'll do better next time. Then why are we often so much harder on ourselves? Sometimes we become our own biggest critic. Instead, try becoming your own biggest supporter. When you make a mistake, say, I'm learning. I'll improve. I'm proud that I tried. Those simple sentences may feel small, but they slowly change the way you see yourself. And here's something funny. Perfection doesn't exist. No one wakes up every day feeling confident. No one gets everything right. Everyone has embarrassing moments. Everyone forgets things. Everyone makes mistakes. That's part of being human. So stop waiting to become perfect before you allow yourself to feel proud. Be proud of your progress. Be proud that you didn't quit. Be proud that you're still moving forward, even if your steps are small. Every sunrise reminds us of something beautiful. Yesterday is over. No matter what happened yesterday, whether you failed, argued with someone, or made a wrong decision, you have another opportunity today. A new morning brings a new beginning, a new chance to speak kindly, a new chance to work hard, a new chance to believe in yourself. Never underestimate the power of one positive thought. One positive thought can inspire one positive action. One positive action can change one day. One day can change a week. A week can change a month. And one day, you'll look back and realize that your whole life began changing because you decided not to give up on yourself.
As we continue our journey, let's talk about one of the most beautiful gifts you can give yourself: peace of mind. Many people believe that peace comes when life becomes perfect. They think, when I have more money, I'll feel peaceful, or when all my problems disappear, I'll finally be happy. But life doesn't work that way. There will always be challenges. There will always be unexpected situations. The real question is not, will problems come? The real question is, how will I respond when they do? Positive people understand something very important. They cannot control everything that happens, but they can control their attitude. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. The glass doesn't feel heavy at first, but if you hold it for 1 minute, it's easy. Hold it for 1 hour and your arm starts to hurt. Hold it all day and it becomes painful. Problems are like that glass. Sometimes we keep carrying yesterday's worries into today. We replay old conversations. We think about mistakes we cannot change. We imagine the worst possible future. And without realizing it, we become emotionally tired. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply put the glass down. Take a deep breath. Go for a short walk. Read a good book. Listen to calming music. Talk to someone you trust. Or sit quietly for a few minutes and let your mind rest. Rest is not weakness. Rest gives you the strength to continue. Another habit of positive people is celebrating small victories. Did you wake up on time today? That's a victory. Did you finish one important task? That's a victory too. Did you choose kindness instead of anger? That's a victory too. Many of us only celebrate the biggest achievements, but life is built on small moments. Small steps become big progress. Small habits become a better lifestyle. Small acts of kindness create stronger relationships. Never underestimate the value of doing one good thing every single day. Let's also talk about the people around us. Have you noticed that some people make you feel hopeful, while others leave you feeling exhausted? Energy is contagious. If you spend time with people who encourage you, support you, and believe in you, you naturally become more confident. But if you're surrounded by constant negativity, criticism, and complaints, it becomes much harder to stay positive. That doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It simply means you protect your own peace. Choose friends who inspire you. Choose conversations that help you grow. Choose environments where you can become the best version of yourself. And don't forget to become that kind of person for someone else. A kind word can change someone's entire day. A simple smile can make a stranger feel welcome. A sincere compliment can give someone confidence they didn't know they needed. You never truly know what another person is going through. So choose kindness whenever you can. Kindness costs nothing, but its value is priceless. There is another lesson that positivity teaches us. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Social media often shows the happiest moments of people's lives. We see the success, we see the vacations, we see the celebrations, but we don't always see the sleepless nights, the failures, the tears, or the years of hard work behind those moments. So don't compare your life to a picture on a screen. Compare yourself only to the person you are yesterday. If you've learned something new, if you've become a little kinder, if you've become a little stronger, then you're already making progress. Sometimes growth doesn't always make loud noises. Sometimes growth is simply choosing not to quit. Sometimes growth is getting out of bed on a difficult morning. Sometimes growth is forgiving yourself for a mistake. Sometimes growth is believing that tomorrow can be better. And those quiet moments of courage are often the most powerful. As the day comes to an end, ask yourself a few simple questions. What made me smile today? What lesson did I learn today? Who did I help today? What am I grateful for today? You don't need perfect answers. Just asking these questions helps your mind focus on hope instead of fear. Remember, positivity is not about pretending everything is easy. It is about believing that you are stronger than your challenges. It is about choosing hope over fear. It is about taking one more step, even when the road feels difficult. Every sunrise brings a fresh opportunity. Every heartbeat reminds you that life is still giving you another chance. And every positive choice you make today becomes the foundation of a brighter tomorrow.
As we come to the final part of today's podcast, I want you to remember one simple truth. Your life does not change in one big moment. It changes through the small choices you make every single day. Think about a tiny drop of water. One drop may not seem important, but if water keeps falling on the same rock day after day, month after month, even the hardest rock begins to change. Your positive habits work the same way. Reading for 10 minutes every day, speaking English for 15 minutes every day, drinking enough water. being kind to yourself, helping someone without expecting anything in return. These small actions may not seem exciting today, but one day you will look back and realize they completely transformed your life. There is a beautiful saying, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today." Many people spend years thinking about what they should have done. I should have started earlier. I should have studied harder. I should have believed in myself. But the past cannot be changed. The only moment you truly have is this one. So instead of asking, "Why didn't I start before?" ask yourself, "What small step can I take today?" That single question can change your future. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. The perfect moment rarely arrives. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Use the skills you already possess. As you continue moving, you'll learn more, grow more, and become stronger. Action creates confidence. Waiting creates fear. I also want to remind you that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every successful person has faced rejection. Every successful student has answered questions incorrectly. Every successful speaker has made mistakes. Every successful athlete has lost competitions. The difference is that they didn't stop. They learned, they improved, and they kept going. So if life knocks you down, don't stay there. Rest if you need to. Take a deep breath. Learn the lesson, then stand up again, because every new attempt makes you wiser than the last one. Imagine meeting your future self 10 years from now. What would that person say to you? Maybe they would smile and say, "Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for taking those small steps every day." Your future is quietly being built by the decisions you make today. Choose hope. Choose courage. Choose kindness. Choose patience. And most importantly, choose to believe that you are capable of growing into the person you dream of becoming. Before we finish, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment, only if you're in a safe place to do so. Take a slow, deep breath. Now, silently repeat these words with me. I believe in myself. I am learning every day. I am stronger than my fears. I choose peace. I choose kindness. I choose positivity. I will keep moving forward. Wonderful. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep growing. Some days will be easy. Some days will be difficult. But every day is another opportunity to become a little wiser, a little kinder, and a little stronger. Never underestimate the power of a smile. Never underestimate the power of hope. And never underestimate the power of believing in yourself. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I truly hope this podcast helped you practice English while also bringing a little more positivity into your day. If you enjoyed this episode, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our English learning podcasts. And I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What is one positive habit you want to start today? Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself. Keep practicing your English every day. Stay positive, and I'll see you again in another English podcast on Learn English with Ramya. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.